Two guys making a crude cartoon with construction paper and foul-mouthed kids just became billionaires. Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators of South Park, are now worth $1.2 billion each after signing a mind-blowing $1.5 billion streaming deal. But this isn't just a story about getting rich from making people laugh. It's about the smartest business move in entertainment history that most people completely missed. This is the incredible story of how creativity, strategic thinking, and one brilliant contract clause turned two unknown filmmakers into television's newest billionaire creative class. Meet Trey Parker and Matt Stone, two guys who turned their college friendship into one of the most valuable entertainment properties in the world. Parker, now 55, and Stone, 54, didn't start with Hollywood connections or family money. They were just two film students at the University of Colorado who shared a love for making people uncomfortable with their humor. Their journey to billions began in the most unlikely way possible. In 1992, while still in college, they created a crude animated short film called The Spirit of Christmas, using construction paper cutouts and stop-motion animation. The video featured foul-mouthed kids and was so offensive that most people would have been embarrassed to show it to their parents. But something magical happened. The video started getting passed around Hollywood on VHS tapes, becoming an underground sensation among entertainment industry insiders. This was before the internet, before viral videos, before anyone understood how content could spread organically. Parker and Stone had accidentally created one of the first viral entertainment phenomena. The buzz around their amateur film caught the attention of Comedy Central executives, who were desperately looking for edgy content to differentiate their struggling network. In 1997, they gave Parker and Stone a shot with a TV series based on their characters. Most industry experts thought it would fail within months. Instead, South Park became a cultural phenomenon almost overnight. By its second season, it was the highest-rated non-sports program in basic cable history, drawing nearly 6 million viewers per episode. The show was crude, controversial, and completely unlike anything on television, and that's exactly why it worked. But here's where most entertainers would have made a crucial mistake. They would have taken their success, signed a traditional deal, and been happy with their paychecks. Parker and Stone did something completely different that would make them billionaires decades later. In 2007, 10 years after the show's debut, streaming was barely a concept. Netflix was still mailing DVDs, YouTube was 2 years old, and nobody really understood what digital rights meant. But Parker, Stone, and their business partner Kevin Morris saw something that major studios completely missed. They negotiated a deal with Comedy Central that seemed insignificant at the time, but would prove to be the most valuable contract clause in entertainment history. They agreed to split any future digital revenues from South Park 50-50 with the network, in perpetuity, forever. Most executives thought this was meaningless. Digital revenues? What digital revenues? The internet was just a place for illegal downloads and amateur videos. Why would anyone pay to stream TV shows online? Parker and Stone understood something that billion-dollar media companies didn't. The future of entertainment was digital, and whoever controlled those rights would control the money. While studios were focused on traditional TV reruns and DVD sales, these two comedians were positioning themselves for a revolution that hadn't happened yet. Then came the streaming explosion. In 2014, Hulu licensed South Park's streaming rights for $87.5 million, with Parker and Stone getting half. They re-upped through 2019 for $110 million, again splitting it 50-50. But the real gold rush came when HBO Max entered a bidding war against Netflix, Peacock, and other streaming giants for South Park's exclusive streaming rights. The final deal? $550 million over 5 years. In 2012, they founded Park County, their production studio named after South Park's fictional location. Unlike most Hollywood production companies that take on investors and give away equity, Parker and Stone did something radical. They kept complete ownership. They rerouted all income from South Park through Park County. Instead of taking huge salaries, they pay themselves only an estimated $10 million per year and reinvest everything else into growing their empire. When they needed capital to expand, they didn't sell equity to investors like most entertainment companies. Instead, they leveraged their future South Park income to secure $60 million in convertible debt from the Rain Group. The deal was simple. As long as they paid back the loan on time, they kept 100% ownership. It was a massive bet on themselves. The bet paid off spectacularly. As streaming revenues exploded, Parker and Stone generated enough cash flow to buy out the Rain Group in 2016, maintaining complete control of their empire. They had turned their crude cartoon into a money-printing machine that they owned entirely. But the story doesn't end there. When their HBO Max deal expired in June 2024, Parker and Stone found themselves in the middle of a corporate drama that would make them even richer. Paramount, Comedy Central's parent company, was being acquired by David Ellison's Skydance Media, creating uncertainty about South Park's future. Instead of waiting passively, Parker and Stone did what they've always done. They took control. They issued a public statement that perfectly captured their approach to business. This merger is a show, and it's effing up South Park. They weren't just complaining. They were negotiating in public. The pressure worked. Last Monday, they signed a new 5-year deal with Paramount Plus worth $1.5 billion. The annual payout? $250 million per year. This single deal made both Parker and Stone billionaires, joining an exclusive billionaire entertainment club that includes Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, and Jerry Seinfeld. But perhaps the most impressive part of their story isn't the money, it's the control. In an industry where creators routinely get screwed out of their own properties, Parker and Stone own everything. They control their content, their company, and their destiny. When Paramount tried to delay South Park's season premiere, they didn't just complain. They had the power to make billion-dollar companies listen. The South Park empire now spans television, movies, video games, and merchandise. With over 300 episodes that rerun constantly on Comedy Central, they've created what the industry calls bulk inventory, content that generates revenue 24/7 without any additional production costs. Their success reveals something crucial about the modern entertainment industry. Content creators who understand business strategy can build wealth that rivals tech entrepreneurs and Wall Street titans. Parker and Stone didn't just create a hit show, they created a business model that turns creativity into perpetual income. Today, as the entertainment industry continues to evolve with new platforms, technologies, and distribution methods, Parker and Stone are perfectly positioned to benefit from every change. Their 2007 digital rights deal doesn't just cover streaming. It covers any future digital distribution method that hasn't been invented yet. Parker and Stone didn't just get lucky. They made strategic decisions that compounded over decades. They bet on themselves when nobody else would. They maintained control when everyone said to take the money, and they saw the digital future when the industry was still focused on the past. The two guys who started with construction paper and controversy now control a business empire worth billions. They've proven that in the attention economy, the creators who understand both content and business don't just entertain audiences, they build generational wealth. What do you think is the most important lesson from Parker and Stone's success? Is it their business strategy, their creative vision, or their willingness to bet on themselves? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories about how ordinary people built extraordinary fortunes.